Hello everybody, I'm Buzz, and I'd like to do a little review this evening on the GP Spheroid. That's a cool name, huh? I like that. Spheroid. Sounds futuristic or science fiction or something neat, right? We've seen, there's several reviews out there. This is a really nice product, but I'm going to put my 2 cents in on it too. It's made out of stainless steel, very well made. Comes with a drip tip. I bought mine used off the ECF forum and the classifieds. You can get them. There's a few different websites. I'll post them down below. From what I read, they'll be back in stock the beginning of December, which is just right around the corner. So might want to keep an eye on that. This is one you're going to want to get. I paid $130. And I believe they go a little bit cheaper than that by the time you pay shipping. Get them over here in America. These are made in Greece. And I think both the sites that I saw these at were, well, one is in Greece, and then there's another one in England, I believe. So by the time you pay another $25 shipping, so that's where the $130 comes in at. But man, they work really nice. If you like RBAs, this is one that you got to have. It uses a wick system, and up until this one, I haven't liked wick systems. I don't like the dry hit. That flavor that wick gives off, just I could care less if I ever had that again the rest of my life, so I didn't use them. But I seen some good reviews about this, so I gave it a try, and everything was right. It's got foam in the top part of it, and then it's got the wick down below. Let me show you how it vapes. I got on my Proveri here. I got some atomic fish 18 milligram nick that I got from elixir.com. We'll do a commercial for them too. I really like this juice. It's atomic fish, sounds yucky, but it's atomic fireball and those Swedish cherry fish. They're mixed together. It makes a pretty good juice. This thing just gives you loads of vapor, really good flavor. It's a real clean flavor, I want to say. See, I think you're getting 100% flavor of the juice. No contaminants from nothing else. That wicks, the coil's heating up on that wick and making nice vapor. And from what I read on the website, they kind of designed this by using a furnace. It was an old furnace that they used. The chimney system is why it's so tall, and something, I don't know, I can't remember what all I read, but anyway, that was the inspiration of it. Kind of as you get down, when you that foam up there, it doesn't get hot. The wick touches the foam and it just wicks right down onto it and does a perfect job of it. Keeps the wick just right. You gotta really try to flood it. You gotta way overfill it. I actually did. Imagine that. But I mean, it's hard to do. You just keep your foam moist and you're doing good. What I thought I might do, it's a little bit of a pain because you gotta take it apart. I'll do that here in a minute. And fill your foam up and then screw it back on over your wick, and you got to do that. It holds about 2 mil worth of juice, I'd guess, and you gotta do that several times throughout the day. It's about like a cartomizer. It's a big cartomizer, and only it's rebuildable. And just from what's in there, I see it lasting for a good long time. There's not much you could do to screw it up. Maybe lose one of the little screws. That's another thing. It just uses thumb screws. You don't have to have any wrenches or anything like that. That's a pretty nice feature. And they're fairly easy to get to in there to wrap your wire around. I used 32 gauge Cantel wire on this one to make the coil, and I wrapped it 6 or 7 times. I don't know. I wrapped it quite a bit. I don't go with the necessarily 4 or 5 coil, whatever. I just wrap a bunch of them on there and see what I get. And if it's too much, I unwrap one, and that's how I do it. And I got this one to set up at 2.7 ohms. Let's see. I don't know if you can see the Proberi on there. No, it's too bright. Anyway, that's what it is. And I got this one set at 4.2 volts. And now I forgot where I was going. Let's have a little vape and think about it. As you vape on it, it starts to, the flavor will start lessening. You won't just get that yucky dry hit that you get with a lot of the wick stuff. So and you can tell as that flavor goes, it's just time to fill it up. I mean, it works really nice. I'm just really impressed with this. Okay, let's take a look inside. This is kind of why I'm doing a review, because I'm doing it a little different than what you've seen on the other reviews. Okay, most of the reviews you see, they have a just a single wick running up there, but you gotta take that every time it gets dry. See, there's your foam in there. You gotta take that off and fill that back up with juice, and then screw that on there and get your wick on there. And if you just leave a tail of a wick hanging out, or a tail on each side, they start falling apart fairly quick with all that screwing and unscrewing. So you can kind of see what I did there, and this makes your wick last a lot longer. And you can see, look at that coil. There's at least 6 wraps on there, if not, like I said, 7 or 8. I don't count. I don't try to get LR or whatever. I want it to heat up and work good. And as you can see from the vapor I was getting, my system works. Anyway, I just kind of made my wick. Darn it, I should have had some out. Let me get some wick out and I can show you what I did. I don't got one handy. Oh, here. You know what? Let's use an iPhone cord. That'll make a good prop. Okay. You got your roll of wick. Basically, I kind of made a loop like that, and then I had my one end here. It would be down in there if that was the end of your wick rope. So I make my loop, kind of pull it down as tight as I want, squish it like that, and I can hold it back here, wrap my wire around it, make my coils, and then I clip this off right next to the coil, and then I end up with a nice little loop, which you saw on my Proberi there. And that keeps them wicks together, and they last quite a bit longer by doing it that way. You can see this really puts off a lot of vapor. Look at her go, man. That thing, I'm just really impressed with it. I really like it. And then all you kind of do is work that one up in there, get them both in there together, and I just kind of twist it until I get my threads lined up. You have to be a little careful. You never want to cross thread them. You just got O-rings on both sides. There, now it's together. Just works really nice. What I thought about doing, maybe I will when I take some time to do it. I don't want to do this myself. I don't want to mess it up, but I don't have a drill press or anything to do that with. I thought about drilling a little hole right down here just below the threads and threading a little thumb screw in there. And all a guy'd have to do is take that thumb screw out. He could use his needle bottle. He could squirt a few drops of a couple of good healthy squirts of juice in there and put your screw back in, then you don't got to take it apart to mess with it all the time, because every time you do that you get juice all over your fingers and you get that sticky all over your fingers. Alright, there's my look at the GP Spheroid. Still like the way that sounds. Just a cool name, huh? Cartomizer, Spheroid. I mean, we got some cool names in the vaping community for stuff. Anyway, keep on vaping.